Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Tonight, we're diving deep into the prehistoric past to uncover one of history's most glamorous and chaotic events, the Miss Pangea Pageant. You thought modern pageants were dramatic? Honey, you haven't seen anything yet. The year is 65 million BC, and the tension is thick enough to fossilize. The venue? The legendary tar pit arena, where careers are made or literally stuck forever. And our host for the evening, the one and only Steve Harvey Raptor, a very nervous-looking raptor sweating through his tiny tuxedo. The mic he's holding isn't even a real mic. It's just a stick with a smaller, very annoyed lizard tied to the end. The show kicks off with the Swamp Walk, introducing our top 3 finalists. First up, Miss Tyrannosaurus. She tries to give the crowd a polite wave, but, well, the arms are a bit of a design flaw. Instead, she just bobs her head aggressively, which the crowd seems to love. Next, soaring into our hearts, is Miss Pterodactyl. She makes a graceful entrance, then promptly flaps right out of the camera frame, reappears upside down, and then vanishes again. A true master of suspense. And finally, the crowd favorite, the magnificent Miss Mexiceratops. She's a triceratops. Her 3 iconic horns are painted shimmering gold, and she carries an air of complete, majestic indifference. She looks like she was born to wear a crown. Then we move on to the most anticipated segment of the night, the National Roll Round. In this pageant, it's not about costumes. It's about showing off your evolutionary traits. Miss USA, an Ankylosaurus covered head to toe in what looks like glittery diamond armor, struts onto the stage. She shows off her signature move, a powerful swing of her tail club, and accidentally knocks one of the judges, a poor Stegosaurus, completely out cold. The crowd goes wild. Following her is Miss France, a Parasaurolophus. Instead of a roar, she uses her elegant head crest to honk a beautiful melancholic song. It's so moving that the entire audience starts to cry, which, for dinosaurs, sounds like a chorus of high-pitched screeches. It's hauntingly beautiful. But then, Miss Mexiceratops makes her entrance. She doesn't sing, she doesn't sparkle. She simply charges. She lowers her golden horns and smashes straight through a giant, breakable wall of prehistoric ferns. The entire arena stamps their feet in approval, causing a minor earthquake that rattles the cameras. Now that's what you call making an impact. But just when things are going smoothly, scandal erupts backstage. The pageant owner, a small, loud, and incredibly aggressive dinosaur, known only as Papa Raptor, decides to stir up some controversy. He approaches our herbivore queen, Miss Mexiceratops, and tries to force her to wear the traditional pageant sponsor as gift, a meat necklace. Yes, you heard that right. A necklace made of raw steak. For a herbivore, the sheer audacity. Miss Mexiceratops is deeply offended. This isn't just a dietary issue. It's a matter of principle. She lets out a deafening bellow of protest. Hearing her cry, the other herbivores in the competition, including Miss Thailand and Miss Venezuela, a towering sauropod whose sash keeps hilariously sliding down her long neck, rally to her side. In an act of solidarity, they all turn their massive bodies around to leave. As they do, their powerful tails sweep across the stage, sending the entire judges' table, along with the dazed Stegosaurus judge, flying into the orchestra pit. The screen flashes with a breaking news caption, "The Great Herbivore Walkout of 2025. It was a moment that would go down in history." After the commercial break and some frantic stage repairs, the show must go on. The walkout only made Miss Mexiceratops more popular. She's a rebel, a hero. It's time for the final round, the Q&A Survival Edition. Steve Harvey Raptor, looking even more stressed, holds up the lizard mic. "Miss Mexiceratops," he chirps, "the judges want to know, if a meteor was hurtling towards the planet and you had only 5 minutes left, what would you do? The entire tar pit arena falls silent. You could hear a pin drop. Miss Mexiceratops looks directly into the camera, blinks slowly, and with all the regal calm in the world, she says, "I would stand still." And look pretty. A beat of stunned silence hangs in the air, and then thunderous applause. The crowd is on their feet, roaring with admiration. The commentators are losing their minds. So grave, so stoic. An icon of grace under pressure. In that moment, she wasn't just a contestant. She was a legend. And so, the moment of truth arrives. It's the crowning. The crown itself is a sight to behold. The Asteroid of Beauty. A large, glowing, slightly radioactive-looking rock. Steve Harvey Raptor, and last year's winner, another T-Rex, tried to place it on Miss Mexiceratops's head. But her frill is massive, and their arms are, well, you know. They jump, they strain, they can't reach. It's a hilarious struggle, a slapstick routine of tiny arms versus a giant head. Finally, a couple of pterodactyls are called in to fly up and lower the crown into place. It fits perfectly. Miss Mexiceratops, now officially Miss Pangea, lets out a triumphant roar that shakes the very foundations of the arena. The crowd is ecstatic. She has won. But here's the twist ending. As she stands there, basking in the glory of her victory, the glowing crown on her head, a new light appears in the sky behind her. It's getting bigger and brighter. It looks suspiciously like a real meteor. The camera cuts to the T-Rex news anchor at the commentary desk. He adjusts his tie, looks grimly into the camera, and says, "Well, she won, but we all lose. Good night, Pangea." The screen fizzles and cuts to static. The most iconic and final Miss Pangea pageant ever. What a wild ride, right? It just goes to show you, pageants have always been full of drama, courage, and unexpected world-ending twists. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this trip back in time, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's forgotten stories. See you in the next video.